So I'm on board the BC ferries. What's it, Saturday afternoon? There's a storm coming. 75 mils of rain probably tomorrow. So we just put about $500 worth of seed on the ground. Not to mention all of the labor and toiling of that land. It's been, my knees are still killing me from all of the raking and pickaxing and shoveling and picking up rocks. So I just don't want to see that washed away, because it only takes a little blockage of leaves or a branch in the pond, and our pond will overflow and create a kind of a landslide and just wash away all the seeds. So I don't know. I'm just basically going to be fighting Mother Nature tomorrow with a pickaxe and a shovel, and just keeping all the ditches opened up and making new ditches where I see the water run. So that should be good for me to see when it's heavy rain, to actually be there in person and see what's going on, because I need to figure out where to make new ditches to divert all the water away from the new land we're trying to establish. So once those seeds are established, it'll be a lot more easy. But 75 mils is a significant amount. 40 mils, 30 mils, not too bad. 75 mils, that can do some damage. So I'm on BC ferries heading to Gibson's now, and clouds are really rolling in, and I'm just happy I don't have to wear a mask on the boat. It's much nicer. So I'll check in with you guys later. Well, I'm here, and it's the rain just starting. Is this the calm before the storm, or did I completely waste my time? I don't know. Behind I've got, it's kind of swampy. I don't know. Do I dig a ditch up the middle and put drainage in? Do I just let her rain? I mean, apart from the fact of the water running off the forest into this property, we've just got sheer mass, right? Water is going to collect on the low spots. So this is actually harder than it was when I raked it 2 days ago. This area here I'm really happy with so far. Down here, I guess we call this I don't know what we call it. Right now it's called the playing field, or something. The field, lower field, I can see that being called. But so far, a few puddles showing up, but we'll have to see. There's a lot of clay in that soil down there, which makes it a lot more harder. Clay compacts. But anyway, I'm going to just wander around. I'm actually doing a bit more rolling. I have a roller that someone gave me. You can see over there. And when I was rolling a few days ago, the mud was sticking to it really badly, but with the rain, the water, it just washes right off, and it's actually, the ground's really soft. So I'm going to do another pass over everything with the roller, just press the seed in, check on everything, make sure, because I have a feeling tonight's going to rain pretty hard. So anyway, I'm going to get to it. All right, so it's Saturday afternoon. I've got 2 or 3 hours until the ferry leaves. So the rain is now coming down pretty good, and I've done what I can to ditch. I'll give it one more check around before I leave, but I thought I'd take a few hours to try and get some running water inside. We haven't had any running water for the whole time we've been here, which is only a year. It's not bad. But we got a 2,500 liter rain barrel at the up in the forest, as high as I could get it. We don't have a lot of gravity because it's on fairly level land here. And then we pump the water from the well up to there, so it's full right now. And now I've piped it all the way down to Mandy, to our trailer. And this is the first time that I'm going to turn the water on. I've done all the piping, and I'll show you what I've got here. So the mains come in here. Can you see that? Tilt it down a bit. Yeah. So the mains come in here, goes up into a water filter that will take away a lot of the particles. Now we're probably not going to drink this water. We're probably going to filter our drinking water through a charcoal filter. But it's the bottom of the barrel, so it's a little bit brown. I've got a few drips happening from these two, so I think I'm going to have to change these for plastic. And then this goes over to this little guy here, which is an RV pressure pump, which runs on 12 volt DC. It's not hooked up yet, so that's the next chore. I've got the wire run to the front where the batteries are, and I need to hook that up. So this should give it pressure, hopefully enough pressure throughout. So we've got water here, and I've run it through the ceiling to through the bathroom area, and then out there we're going to have an outdoor shower. So those two are shut off right now. I've also got two pipes running out through this wall that will go to the little sink that we have right here. So it will service this sink. And then eventually I'm going to run water underneath the trailer to our outside sink, which will be a bigger sink. This sink will be just for like doing teeth and whatnot. And I've had this clawfoot tub sitting in my shop for eons, and I finally brought it to this place as its final resting spot, and we can actually use it. So I welded up this tap set out of some copper, which is kind of fun, you know. And we're going to see right now if we've got any water, and I bet you it's just going to be a trickle because I don't have the... Oh! There we go. Seems to be coughing and spluttering. It might be because it's running through that pump, it's kind of blocking it off. But that is running water. We don't have the hot yet. Maybe that is. Turn that off. So I think that the pressure, if I didn't have that pump there, if I didn't have this pump, there would probably be a decent amount of pressure coming in. So it's probably the fact that this isn't running that is kind of creating a slow dealio. So for my hot water, I bought this, which is a mobile heat unit. It says on the instructions only for mobile, but it probably says that as a warning because it's not supposed to be plumbed into a proper house. So it runs off of propane, which goes outside. It's hard to find things that run off propane. Get natural gas easy, right? Everything runs off natural gas, but propane is a different story. So I bought this ages ago. It's been sitting in my basement. So it ducts outside, and the propane comes in here. We've got cold water coming in to feed it, hot water dispersed throughout. Hopefully I've done it correctly. And so I need to fire this guy up too. So I'm going to do that, and I'll let you know. I'll check in back once we see if it is working. All right, so the on-off for the pump is coming in, and this is where all of my this is the this camera. Sorry, I'm getting used to it. Nope, this way. All right, there we go. So this is the powerhouse. Now, in an ideal world, you know, when I built this thing, when I refurbished this trailer, I had no idea what it was going to be. Like, you just have to make a decision. There's a point where you just got to stop thinking and doing, in my opinion. And so I put it all onto the seat here to keep it out the way. But I can see myself down the road having a power kind of setup that's in a separate building, because, you know, I gotta unwrap all this and uncover it all, and every time I want to work on it, which isn't very often. So I've got here a charge controller. So this is a really important part. This is a solar charge controller, so it converts solar, which is hooked up to this little guy here, and that kind of tells me right now it's pouring rain, but it's got a smiley face, which means it's actually charging. See the arrows going across, which is good news to me, because I bought these new solar panels which were more commercial grade, and they're split cell, so when it's a cloudy day it still charges. So I got a big happy face, and I'm stoked to see the arrows. If you get the solar power panels from, say, Canadian Tire, which is where I got my first ones, they just don't. I had to run the generator all the time, so I haven't run the generator since I've had these new solar panels, and I think it's 600 watts maybe coming in. I learned from talking to the guy on online when I bought them. He said this charge control will only take what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think about 600 watts. So I was going to get 4 panels, and he's like, no, you have to get 2 charge controllers if you do that. So it's all complicated, and it's not really the language I speak. So anyway, charge controller. These are 4 6-volt batteries, which make combined 24 volts. Is that what it is? 6, yeah. But the way I hooked them up is it's 12 volts coming out, 12 volts of power. So I hooked them up in, I think it's sequence. And those are old golf cart batteries, well, new golf cart batteries. I got those used for $800. Their battery's expensive. This is a really powerful inverter, 2200 watts. So that's if you want to use 120 power or 110 for anything. So this kicks on. I got a little switch up here. It kicks on whenever I need 110. And then this guy, what does this guy do again? This guy, I'm not sure what that guy does. He does something. It slips my mind what that guy does. But it does something. So anyway, my wire comes in here, and I am going to hook this up to the panel. It took me a while to understand 12 volts, and I didn't realize just because it's 12 volts and not 110, it's actually more dangerous, and it's a constant flow of power, whereas I believe 110 is a pulsating. So when you touch two wires at your house and they're not correct, you'll get a bang or a spark, but it might not often even flip the breaker. If you do that with 12 volt, if you wire it wrong, you melt the wire immediately. It'll get very hot very quickly because it's a constant flow. So it's actually a little sketchy, and it's taken me a long time to figure out how it all works. I'm not going to try and explain it because I'll balls it up. But anyway, I'm going to try and get this done without any sparks and see if we can get that pump working. Okay, so here's my on-off switch that I need to obviously make mounted nicer. And here is the motor. Let's see if she works. She does. She's alive. So water here. This should fill up with water. Okay, so what you're supposed to be able to do is leave this on all the time, and every time you run the tap. So let's see if we've got more pressure now. Oh yeah, look at that. So that pump is running now every time. Decent pressure. And we also have the hot water, but it's not fired up. Wow. It sounds like it's laboring, but I think that's what it does. So it's going to charge and should just cut out. Man, the water is really murky. It's probably the bottom of the barrel. I'm not sure why this is still pumping. Maybe there's just a lot of air in the system. Let's get all the air out. Want to have a bath, anyone? A bit dirty. Yeah, there's lots of air that's blowing out. Something's going on with the hot. So there should be no more air in that. It's weird to me that it's just pulsating, building pressure. It's not warm. And there's a bit of a drip here, but that shouldn't be. All right, I'm gonna have to do some checking around. I do have shutoffs around the place, so maybe one of the shutoffs blew off. Well, not sure why that's doing that. Well, did some troubleshooting, and there she goes. She's heating up hot water. All it was I put tape on here, and the tape had kind of folded over and gone over the hole, and it was restricting the amount of gas coming in. So that's pretty cool. And let's see what we got here. We have got warm water. Let's crank it up all the way. Oh, she's ripping now. We have got hot water. Woo, doggy. You know, if you ever watch the A-Team, I love it when a plan comes together. So water's a little murky. So that's the bottom of the tank. It's been sitting there a bit kind of gross. So it's coming out cleaner now. I'm pretty excited. That's good. She's a ripping. Everything's working. We'll see if the filter, when I turn the tap off though, if that pump stops. That would be the last. She's still laboring. Notice that this isn't full of water, which makes me think when I bypass the filter, it makes me think that there's not enough water pressure to push the valve shut in there or something. So I'm going to open this up now, fill up the filter. It's interesting how that's not filling up very fast. I think this filter might be a problem, not because of the problem with the filter. I think that it's reducing the pressure too much or something. Look at that, it's just dripping out. Let's see if I turn the tap on, it might help it. Yeah, that filled it up faster. It's always something. I tell you what. There's always. It's never simple. Oh, now the water's completely stopped coming out cold. Which makes me think that it's something to do with this filter. So I bypass the filter. Now we got lots of pressure. As soon as I do that, it starves it. But it probably still doesn't turn off. Okay, well, I'm going to keep tinkering with it.